What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. I've had a little bit of volatility over the past couple of days, but a little bit. I know that it can seem emotional because we've seen such a big drop over the past week here, but really we're just not really doing too much, right? We're just consolidating down at the base here. I am again expecting that we do see somewhat of a pump. I want to just see here from a low to a high. I mean, that was a $50 pump there. Typically, we do see a $70 pump when we're met with these conditions. I am still expecting a move from here. We could be in the process of it now that will take us up to these low areas at a minimum. Maybe we find resistance and we come lower. Maybe we break through, we go higher. Maybe we get tied up, we consolidate, and then we choose a path from there. Who knows? But something up in that $540 area before, if we were to proceed lower at all, before we do that, we would at least come up here. So expecting a move like that to happen. It should happen relatively soon, maybe today or tomorrow even. We'll see. But let's look at the short-term stuff and then get into it from there. Okay, so 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this, maybe on Coinbase. Good volume came in, right? A little bit of volume to the selling pressure as well. It's kind of wimpy. I wouldn't say it's bearish inherently. Neutral sounds about right. All of your indicators have reset. Your MACD, if it were to bounce, this is a good area. The stochastic, same thing. The RSI, I mean, it's not like the best area to bounce, but whatever. I mean, it's low enough. I would say neutral. MACD makes me a little bit bullish. The stochastics give me a little bit of a bullish feeling. The RSI doesn't really give me much of anything. We could move lower first and then move higher, right? Even if I'm bullish here, that doesn't mean that we can't move lower. We absolutely could. We just missed the golden ratio there. Perhaps that's what we do here. We get the slightly lower low. We make people think we're going lower. Really, we're just at the golden ratio. Perfect area to bounce. Perfect area for prior support, prior resistance there, prior support there. All in this golden ratio zone. That might be the call. So 489 to 485, I could see that happening and then bouncing. If we don't hold support there, there's a chance that we go below this low, you guys. We probably wouldn't do it all in one fell swoop. If we don't hold support here, likely what would happen is we hold support down here, then we find resistance here, and then we go down. Be like a lower high dynamic there, lower low right there, right? But I'm thinking this level does hold. And if we want to validate this low as support or whatever low it is as support, maybe we don't go below these levels. We find support here. Bitcoin Cash actually does like to find support, oddly enough, between the 0.5 and the golden ratio. Most cryptos in this scenario, it would be very obvious that they go to the golden ratio here, but Bitcoin Cash genuinely could find support like right here. It does it all the time in between the 0.5 and the golden ratio. I don't know why. It's just like part of its personality. So we really could find support here. But if we do go a little bit lower, I expect this to be the brunt of it. We should recover. Any low that we have, wherever it may be, gets validated once you cross the 236 threshold at $508. So once we get back above there, we're bullish. Get above $508 and we're bullish. Let's say 510 to make it easy. 4 hour time frame, looking at the RSI, pretty beat up, pretty bearish. It's not a perfect trajectory down, right? But more or less, you do have some type of downward sloping dynamic here. You could move up a little bit and then move back down as well. Definitely in a configuration zone, a consolidation zone. Stochastics, I could take it or leave it. I mean, technically, they're bearishly postured here, technically. The MACD's bearish overall. Not too ecstatic on the 4 hour time frame. I'm not getting anything that's like incredibly bearish that makes me think doom is coming our way, but I'm definitely not seeing anything that suggests we're moving up here, which is a little bit discouraging. The daily RSI is resilient. It is resilient. You are bearish right now, but man, not getting oversold like that is pretty nice. I mean, maybe we just inevitably get oversold. We'll see. The goal right now, I guess, would be to get back above the 50. Until then, there's a very strong chance that we could go lower. Rejecting the 0 on the MACD, that's not good at all. But again, I think we had that move down. There wasn't a lot of volume. It seems like a very aggressive and fierce move, right? We've seen that happen before. This move here was 14, almost 15%. This was about a 13% move. There's a lot more volume on this day. There's still a good bit of volume here, but overall, the volume has been dropping off, and this is one of the lower spikes that we've seen throughout this whole range, actually. And all it did was provide a higher low. We've seen Bitcoin Cash bottom, consolidate, have a fake out, doji wick to the upside, and still rally. Still prevailing with that as the low. We could see it here as well. Typically, again, in this 4-hour dynamic, when the RSI hits this low level, we do typically see rapid recovery within a 2-day time frame. That's like a $70 move. But it could take longer. It could take longer. I'm still sticking with it. You know, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm sticking with the idea that we do see some type of recovery over the next 2 days. That'll take us up to about 540. That's largely, I think, predicated on the idea that the rest of the market behaves well as well. So, you know, as long as crypto, as long as Bitcoin specifically and the rest of crypto keeps up or does its thing, I think Bitcoin Cash should have an easy time holding the line and recovering from here. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. It's the same old stuff, guys. We're just waiting. We're waiting so patiently for prices to return back above $600. We're waiting so patiently for the breakout of this zone, which leads to the breakout of this zone, which leads to the inevitable, long anticipated, long desirable, desired, awaited range of this zone, right? This little zone here, breaking out of this, leads to a much bigger zone, which is like 1.5 years long, which leads to a much bigger zone, which is your whole damn life. It's all a chain reaction, all right here, right now. And we get the implications of breaking out anytime that we're above $600. So let's get back above there. Let's start moving up. It doesn't have to be this week. It could be next week. But soon enough, my friends, we're almost there. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Some things to pay attention to the downside that we don't want to do. I'm not going to take the fake out high. I'm just going to take this high. I would say, yeah, we don't want any week to close below 451. And ideally, we don't want any days to close below there either. I will admit, this is really weird, what we're doing here. Not weird in a bad way. Not weird in a good way. Maybe in a good way. But it is weird. Typically, if you find support at the 382, you go. Typically, if you come back down for a second attempt, you don't find support, you go down. So just two non-typical things there. You found support, you're back down at it a third time, and we found support. I mean, it's clear that this area is being defended. But will it continue to be defended? And 3 attempts, in my opinion, we don't want a 4th. This was a fake out. This was a fake out. In a sense, we actually could find support here, and it's still just like a 3rd attempt of finding support there, right? Like there's no such thing as a quadruple bottom, but I think finding support here would not be the same thing as a quadruple bottom because of this fake out here. But still, I think I would prefer it if we just avoid going lower at all and we start progressing higher. Get above $520, $510 specifically, right? That'll validate this as a low here. 520 is nice. Anytime we're above 600, I should say 610, that's when we're really, really excited, okay? Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to the Dragon Riders. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.